The matters arising from the meeting, ladies and gentlemen, have been separately listed, and can I invite our Chief Executive Officer to address us on the first item?
Sorry, is that on the financial statements, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Alpha's 2011 financial statement.
I can confirm that we have received those signed financial statements.
All right, if we take you to item 2, can you give us an update on the Telotech sale?
As is stated in the action list, the sale is still ongoing. A due diligence has been completed, and we expect to have it finalised after the financial year end.
Any further discussion, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Item 3, if we could ask the Head of Internal Audit, Mr. Hector.
Mr. Chair, per your request, the survey was distributed to all audit committee members last month.
Thank you. Item 4, ladies and gentlemen, deals with the wage dispute that we've had, and that is a concern, seeing what is traversing the industry presently, and it's quite a pervasive issue. If we could ask Mr. Neil Cresswell, our CFO, to give us a heads up on that.
Unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, we are still deadlocked at the moment. We have, as management, proposed a 6% increase, which was in line with our budgets, and unfortunately, this hasn't been accepted yet. We do hope to come to an acceptable term in the next week. Unfortunately, this will probably have some impact on the delivery of some of our contracts.
Thank you. Further discussion, ladies and gentlemen?
Chair, just with regards to what the CFO says, we just need to consider if there's going to be a possible contingent liability of any adjustment to the provisions regarding any penalties on contracts.
Thank you, Mr. External Auditor.
Chair, just to add to that, what contingency plans have you put in place to ensure that business is not disrupted significantly?
At this stage, what we've done is we've looked at hiring some external consultants to come in and assist us in terms of the production, so that we don't actually fall behind on those. And I don't think that there will be that major an impact at this stage. I think it is under control.
Thank you for that. If we move to item 5 from a matters arising point of view, ladies and gentlemen, we discussed at the last meeting having on board policy documentation across the group. If we could ask Mr. Hector to address us on that.
Mr. Chair, the documents are currently in the process of being reviewed in order to ensure compliance with ISO 9001. We trust that this process will be completed by the end of October of this year.
Thank you for that. And the last item from matters arising, ladies and gentlemen, deals with the risk matrix format. If I could ask Mr. Naika.
Chair, thank you very much. The risk matrix format has actually been adjusted in the risk methodology and is currently in the process of being embedded throughout the organization. We'll present this at the next audit committee.
Thank you, Mr. Naika. Ladies and gentlemen, are there any other matters in the minutes that you wish us to address this afternoon, or any queries from a completeness point of view? Thank you. If we could move to the committee reports. We have a number of different committee reports. The first report back is from Internal Audit, so if we could ask Mr. Hector again to address us on that.
Thank you, Chair. The purpose of this progress report is twofold. Firstly is to provide the committee with a sense of progress of our work done regarding the approved 2012-2013 audit plan. And secondly, it is to provide high-level feedback on the key findings emanating from the audit work completed to this date. Our approach on the audit work done, as the committee would know, is in terms of King 3 and the IIA standards, and we have ensured that the audit plan is risk-based. The internal audit has done the following, and we've utilized the following channels: discussions with the chief manager I've held with senior management. We've identified the risks identified previously by the audit committee, the general knowledge of the business, the areas of previous internal audit and external audit findings, and any recent fraud investigations conducted. Our objective, as previously, remains to provide independent assurance that management has the required policies and underlying procedures in place to effectively manage the business risks. What we do as internal audit also ascertains whether the depth and adequacy of monitoring of the control activities by management is sufficient to provide due assurance. We have over the page, which is page 4 of 13, of the pack in front of you, got a progress synopsis of the 10 audits which we have planned so far this year. 2 have been completed and the reports are included in this pack. 1 fieldwork is in progress. There are 5 remaining as scheduled. We indicate which is the status of each of these. The progress on the collection, processing and issuing audit, we completed that in time. The marketing and communications audit was issued a couple of months behind schedule due to the fact that the manager of this area was on leave for a full month, and also the extent of the issues which we've picked up, which took some while to clear. The compliance audit is 1 month overdue due to the unavailability of Transformation Limited staff. So we are experiencing some issues in clearing audit reports due to unavailability of staff. Then if I could take the committee to page 5, where we talk about the collections, processing and issuing audit. We did not identify any major findings in this particular audit. So the overall conclusion is that in terms of collection, processing and issuing, the control environment is deemed to be adequate and effective. If we turn the page, we indicated there what was the cost of this particular audit. You can see there that the audit was completed within budget. The marketing and communications audit, we do not have the same level of good news. The objective and scope indicated that it was a comprehensive audit of systems and processes over marketing and communication. We looked at the brand, the structure and competencies was picked up of the brand audit, which was done previously. We utilized that as input into our audit. We did a walkthrough of the marketing and communications processes. We looked at the current resources being brought to bear by this department. We looked at delegation of authority and the practical and realistic recommendations which we hope we came up with at the end of this audit should indicate or should assist the management in significantly enhancing the control environment. In our approach, we held meetings with staff. The meetings were noted and minuted. The audit programs were designed. The control environment was tested on a sample basis, and we have also obtained audit evidence through discussions with management, inquiry and observation. We performed the following: a review of the key business objectives, amongst others, we reviewed activities relating to the heads of marketing, evaluated the controls in place, and verified information provided in various reports submitted. Over the page, on page 7, you see there the call center, customer relations management, marketing consultants, marketing management and marketing, magazines, graphic design, brand officer, brand and communications manager, stakeholder relations officer, and budget were the main process streams which we audited, and we had excuse me, findings which were of a significant or critical nature in all of those. So the compliance audit is currently on the go, as was previously indicated. If we turn the page to the risk profile, you can see there that due to the current situation, we've got a high level of inherent risk, actually extreme level of residual risk on the IT side. Non-compliance to legislation leaves us with a high level of residual risk on the compliance side. Inadequate safety of equipment leaves us with, on the safety, health, environment and quality side, with a level of risk which is low. And inability to procure sufficient equipment, however, leaves us with a moderate risk on the residual side. Over the page, you can see the rest of the risks are generally low, so I'm not going to spend any time on that. If one looks at the overall risk matrix, which is on page 12 of your pack, you'd see that the inadequate information technology governance on the right upper corner, which is in the deep red zone, which indicates high impact, high likelihood of occurrence, is the major issue that transformation needs to take care of. The audit plan going forward, we will continue to liaise with management regarding how we're going to go ahead under the resident audit manager. What we do suggest is what we will get to later in this pack is a number of issues emanating from various bits of work which affects the HR function. So it is our suggestion that the HR function be added to the plan before this financial year end. But we'll get to that in the next couple of reports. Cooperation from management has been excellent, apart from the issue that management has not always been available as per the indicated plan. Coordination with external audit within Conky carries on, and we have regular meetings. So we can say that based on the issues raised, there's systematic and timeous attention which would result in an improved and more secure control environment. But we also have to say we've so far completed 2 audits out of 10, so the situation on the control environment currently is adequate and effective based on that work done.
Thank you, Gerard, for a very full report. Colleagues, are there any questions that you have for Mr. Hector?